Alright, hello. So we are going to discuss today how to add and subtract complex numbers. So we need to add two complex numbers. It's a very simple process. We have one number here, it's a plus bi, and another one is c plus di. So the formula would be a plus c plus b plus d times I. So basically you're adding the real parts here, and you're adding the imaginary parts together. These will contain I. Alright, so let's try this. So I have 3 plus 5i, no, I'm sorry, 3 minus 5i. Then we're going to add it with 2 plus 7i. So what I'm doing is I'm adding 3 plus 2 together, and then I'm going to do the plus negative 5i plus 7i. You treat this the same way, it's kind of like adding like terms. And what are we going to get? We're going to get 5 here, and then plus 2i. That is the answer. Okay. So how do you subtract? Well, you can probably understand you basically do the same thing, you just use subtraction instead of addition. So we're going to do 3 minus 5i minus 2 plus 7i. Just like in algebra, there's a negative here, you distribute negative 1. So it's 3 minus 2 plus, we're going to do negative 5i minus 7i. Correct. And that will give us 3 minus 2 is 1. And that's going to give you minus 12i. That's all there is to it. Literally, it's that easy. So let's do some examples. So I have negative 2 plus 4i plus 7 minus 6i. I usually tell students just do this. Just do negative 2 plus 7, which will be negative 2 plus 7 is 5. And then do 4i plus negative 6i, which will be negative 2i. And so you get 5 minus 2i. 2 plus 7 will give us 9. 4i plus negative I, so it's 4 minus I, which will be minus 1i, so plus 3i. 3 minus 5, so we're subtracting now. 3 minus 5 will give you negative 2. Negative 4 minus negative 6. Negative 4i minus negative 6i will give you plus 2i. Negative 2 minus 3, the real parts, will give you negative 5. 3i minus 3i will give you 0, and you're actually going to get just a real number here, because the imaginary parts cancelled. There's one more thing I want to show you. We're actually going to use this example number 1 here, but I want to show you a visual aspect of adding complex numbers. And if you're familiar with vectors, it's going to be a little bit easier for you. So what does addition of complex numbers look like when you try to do it on the complex plane? So we're going to take our first number, negative 2 plus 4i. So negative 2 plus 4i is right there. So what do we do with 7 minus 6i? We're going to use that as our starting point and count the same exact way. So we're going to count 7 units horizontally positive, because that would be going to the right, and then here you would go down. So, but remember, it's from this point. So we kind of look at that. If I sketch this, I'm going to draw. Again, like I said, if you're familiar with vectors, that would be very familiar. Otherwise, you can just understand how this works. So from this point, I'm going to count 7 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then from this point, I'm going to count 6 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to end up right there. So from there, I'm going this way. So from here to there, and from there to there. Our result is going to be that point right there. And in a vector mathematics, to add 2 vectors, you go this way, then you go that way, and this is the resultant vector. But again, if you don't know what vectors are, you can see that this point where we ended up is 5 minus 2i, which is precisely what our answer was. All right, so I hope this helps.